Hello guys and welcome to the second episode of Data Science Gupshup. I'm your host Naman and joining me today a very talented, the one with 7+ years of experience across different data science domains, be it in industry, be it manufacturing, insurance or finance. The current data scientist at Echo, Mr. Himanshu Goyal. Hi Himanshu, how are you doing today?
Hi, Naman. Thank you very much for inviting me to this Gupshup. I'm really doing good. What about you?
I'm doing quite good as well. So Himanshu, let's start with the very basic question first. How did you decide that you want to pursue this particular career in data sciences, and how did you venture in here?
Well, I started my career as a chemical engineer in a oil refinery. At that time, there was a modeling project for one of the refineries, and it was not easy to model that through the domain knowledge. So when I was doing the research, I came across a published paper with the similar kind of a problem statement, and they were using SVMs for modeling. I read about SVMs and came across machine learning as a subject. Uh, my sudden reaction was, let's implement it and see how it works and if it is actually usable in the current scenarios. So I learned R programming and used the SVMs as my first ML model. I really liked the work and the project took off very well. So I thought of pursuing data science as my career.
So you started with your project. You ventured in this particular field as a part of your project. That's really nice. So you said that you started with reading a research paper. So do you still do it, like reading different research papers in this domain?
So I think most of my career is in that way. Whenever I come across a problem statement, I usually do a research, especially with the research papers or any university who is working currently on that problem statement. I do the research, I read whatever the work already has been done in that domain, and then think about how can I improve upon it or how can I implement a newer or my solution to the same problem.
Oh, that's really nice. Uh, from my personal experience working with you, I know a lot that you are always up to date on lot of new things that are happening in this field. Like be it like I remember we had a good talk about generative adversarial network GANs at that, like around 2-3 years back. So how do you come across all these new technologies that are popular?
In general, if I have to read about what is going on in the world of data science, my go-to website is Reddit. It has very good two subreddits called machine learning and data science. So I read through them. They give you knowledge about what is currently going on or a good perception about the existing topics as well. I know it is very difficult to stay updated in this with such an ample amount of resources online. Don't feel pressurized to learn everything. I really like to read about the use cases of ML in the industry and prefer AngelList for such kind of a research. I even follow Manish Singh on TechCrunch. He writes about Indian startups.
So you mentioned AngelList. I always thought that AngelList is some kind of a platform where you can uh, see a list of different startups there and you can find jobs. But you use for research purposes? I didn't get that much.
Okay, so AngelList is kind of a ecosystem for startups in the world to connect with the seed fundings or the VCs, right? What they do is they create their profile as well as they float their jobs. What I do is I search for data science jobs on AngelList and look for the company's profile. In that way, I get to know a lot of good startups working on really good ML problem statements. I read about them online as well, which gives me a very good idea around what's happening in the industry.
That's really nice. I think this is the one that I should start following as well, because I think whatever new upcoming thing is, there are generally startups on that, and that can be a really good resource to start your research with. So Himanshu, you have switched a few companies in last 3-4 years. So when you plan to apply to a new company, what are the things that you generally look for?
So when I'm reading a job profile on LinkedIn or even Angel, I look for two things. One is if they have a team. I learned it the hard way. the projects are way better off if you are working in a team. You always not do not have all the weapons to tackle every problem. Sometimes you need a mentorship from more experienced person from the domain to guide you how to build a model around the data that you already have and how to prove its accuracy and use case. Okay. The second thing that I look for is what is the 1 year roadmap of the company with this data science team and whether those goals are aligning with my career goals.
So you first try to look at what company is planning to offer and do they have the infrastructure and the vision for that, right?
Right, right.
Awesome. So once you started applying in the particular company, how do you prepare for the interview?
When I prepare for an interview, I usually go back to my resume and read about the projects that I've already done. I read about whatever algorithms I've implemented and the maths behind those algorithms. Another important thing is I write down the problem statement that was there and how the solution impacted the business, which is very crucial in interviews. Like uh, People usually like to hear about the actual use cases of ML projects uh, rather than what you have done.
Yeah, that is true. So you try to boil down what were your learnings and try to extract the basic maths out of it. And once you know the basis, then you can apply that particular base math that you have already know in any other problem that is asked.
Right. So what happens is in current scenarios, we have the packages, we have everything. We just have to write the code and the things are get done. But we miss one thing, that is what's happening behind under the hood of those algorithms or evaluation matrices, whether they comply with the business problem we are doing or not. So doing that kind of a background check usually helps you, even if not in the project, it helps you gain more understanding and knowledge about that algorithm.
Okay, that is really informative, and I think everyone should know what their model is doing and how it is doing.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, these were my questions for you, and I think that's where we should end our today's session of Data Science Gupshup. I will let my viewers know in case they have any specific questions for you, and they can forward it to us, and we can uh, get it to you.
Sure. Anytime.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Himanshu, for joining here, and have a really nice day.
Thank you, Naman.